So let's start. Our topic is equilibrium of concurrent forces. A system of chords slotted together at A and B support the weight shown. Compute the forces P, Q, and T acting in the various chords. So we have the structure with three fixed points. We have this chord and we have the load at 300 pounds and 200 pounds. We are required to find the P, the Q, and the T. So to solve it, you have to use the FBD. So let's start. So, puputulin mo siya bawat parts of the other side. So, what is remaining here is the point A, the point of reference where all the forces acting on it. Then, redraw. As you notice, we have P and Q where they have their own component. So, para ma-solve mo yan, you have to solve the QX. And the QY, the component. Here you have also the PX and also the PY. So with that, we can solve the summation of forces along X equals 0. So we have PX minus QX equals 0. But our PX is P sine 75 degrees. Minus Q sine 60 degrees equals 0. Or our P now Q sine 60 degrees over sine 75 degrees. This is our equation 1. By summation of forces vertical, we have PY plus QY minus 300 equals 0. Our PY is P cosine 75 plus Q cosine 60 minus 300 equals 0. Ang kunin na lang dati dito by P. Our P is Q. So we have Q sine 60 degrees over sine 75 times cosine 75 plus Q cosine 60 degrees minus 300 equals 0. So our Q now is equal to 410 pounds. Substitute Q here, we have 410 sine 60 degrees over sine 75. Our P now is equals to 367 pounds. Let's proceed to find our T. Consider point B. The FB, the free body diagram at B. So here we have force P. So we have the component Px and we have the component Py. Here we have also the component, the Fy and the Fx. Here we have also the component, the Tx and the Ty. So, puro ka lang summation of forces. So, summation of forces along X or Y, we have Fy minus Py minus Ty minus 200 equals 0. So to double check, just count the forces. 1, 2, 3, 4. So apat. So we have now, what is our Fy? So our Fy is equals to F sine 75. Yun. Minus P Y cosine 75 minus T Y cosine 60 minus 200 equals 0. We don't have the value of F, so we have F sine 75. We have the value of P. Our P is 367. Cosine 75 minus T cosine 60 degrees minus 200 equals 0. So we can, summation of Fy, we have Fy minus Py minus T by Ty minus 200. So we have now F sine 75. Ito guys ang reference nyo. Ito yung, kasi hindi siya magulo. Yun. Minus P cosine 75, ito yun. Minus T cosine 60, ito, minus 200. So we have now F sine 75 minus 367 cosine 75 minus T cosine 60 minus 200. Or we have now 0.966 F minus 94.987 minus 0.5 T minus 200. You bring these two numbers to the other side, we have now 0.966 F minus 0.5 T equals 294.987, or we have now F equals 294.987 plus 0.5 T all over 0.966. That is our equation 1. Taking summation of forces along x-axis, we have now Tx going to the right, positive, minus Px, at saka Fx, going to the left, negative. So using this magnified drawing, we have now T sine 60 minus P sine 75 minus F cosine 75 equals 0. Or we have sine 60 is 0.866 T minus, we substitute P, we have 367 sine 75 minus, we substitute F with this, we have 294.987 plus 0.5 T all over 0.966 multiplied by cosine 75 equals 0. Or we have now 0.866 T minus 354.9495 minus 79. Ito guys, ito, multiply mo dito, divide mo nito. We have now 79.035. Then, this 1.5 cosine 75 divided by 0.966, we have 0.133 T equals 0. Combine these two, we have 8.866 minus 0.133, we have 0.733 T. Then you combine these two, then bring it to the other side, we have now 433.53, or finally we have T equals 433.53 divided by 0.733 or 591.45 pounds. That is our answer for the first T. Substitute this T to our equation 1 here. We have now F equals 294.987 plus 0.5 times 594.45 all over 0.966, or we have now 590.712 divided by 0.0966, and finally we have now our forceps at 611.504 pounds, and that is our final answer. For equilibrium of parallel forces, we have this. A beam simply supported at the ends carries concentrated load, this one, 300, and a uniformly distributed load weighing 100 pounds per linear foot shown. Determine the beam reactions or determine R1 and R2. To solve it, if this is our point A and this is our point B, summation of moment at A equals 0. Take clockwise movement be positive. So we have R2 times 10 equals 300 times 2 plus 100 times 6. Then guys, para malaman nyo kung ando ang distansya ng ito, just take the center of gravity. So this is the distance. This now becomes 3. So we have 7. Equals 0. So R2 now equals 600 plus 4,200 over 10. Or R2 equals 480. So this is 4,600, 800 over 10, or this is 480 pounds. For the summation of forces along B, or moment along B equals 0, consider clockwise be positive. So we have R1 times 10 equals 300 times the distance. We have 8 plus 100 times 6 times 3. So we have 2,400. This is 18 plus 1/8. R1 over 10. This is 400 over 10, or R1 now equals 420 pounds.